Hi, this is James Shug with Westpac London's end-of-day report for Monday the 20th of February. Well, a pretty quiet day in a sense because US markets are on holiday for President's Day. So really just two stories driving markets in Europe today. The first was the weekend cut by the Chinese authorities to the bank's reserve ratios there, a sign that the Chinese authorities are aware of concerns that the Chinese economy perhaps risks slowing a bit too much in the current global environment, and they're responding to that. That's helped boost expectations that the global economy might perform a little bit better than perhaps previously thought. So we've seen commodity prices higher as a result of that, and it's fed through into positive sentiment in European equity markets, as indeed we saw in Asian equity markets in the previous session. The other news, of course, or story at least, is the meeting that's now entering its third hour as I speak in Brussels. The EU finance ministers are discussing the Greek bailout package. All indications are that the package will be approved, and in so doing we'll see Greece avoid a messy default as soon as March 20. However, markets are reacting positively there, but our concerns remain that the economic assumptions underpinning the package aren't pessimistic enough. We think the Greek economy will continue to weaken more than anticipated by officials and incorporated in the package. The bailout won't be enough, and we'll see Greece needing yet further assistance before too long. At some point, they may default. They're not going to default on March 20 if the deal gets through today, but there is still a risk of default further down the track if other European governments simply raise up their hands and say enough is enough. But certainly we'd expect to see Greece back in the news before too long. But for today, positive sentiment in equity markets in Europe, and we've seen the FTSE up 0.7%, BHP and Rio doing very well on the commodity price news, or the China news. The French market's up 1% today, and the German market up 1.5%. In commodity markets, we've got gold prices up 0.6% today at $1,736 an ounce. Copper prices up almost 1% today, and oil prices up 1.7% today at $104.99 a barrel. Part of that's China. There's also supply issues out of the Middle East that are putting upward pressure on the oil price too, and perhaps causing some concern that might impact negatively on the apparent recovery that seems to be emerging, certainly in parts of the US economy, and that it could potentially deepen the downturn that we're seeing in parts of Europe and the UK. Anyway, that's it for today. In Australia, you've got the Reserve Bank minutes coming up in the next session, a bit more detail on why the Reserve Bank left interest rates on hold. And for you Kiwis out there, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand's inflation expectation survey is coming out as well. Okay, that's it for Monday. I'll be back in tomorrow.